Westchester County, I am John Rubo, owner of Yonkers Brewing Company. We are here in Yonkers, New York. This is Between Two Tanks about craft beer and great conversations. Today's guest is journalist Jeanne Muchnick of Lower Hudson and the Journal News. Jeanne, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. What's more fun than having a drink between two tanks?
Cheers. So, Jeanne, what did you do before you started at Lower Hudson? And you were talking about food and Westchester and actually more beyond Westchester is the region.
Yeah, I cover, so Lower Hudson stands for the Lower Hudson Valley. I cover Rockland, Westchester, and Putnam. And I've always been in journalism. I don't want to say how many years because I don't want people guessing how old I am. But I started in magazine journalism. I worked in the city. I worked for Good Housekeeping magazine. I worked for 17 magazine. Then when I had kids, I moved to Westchester. And I started to want to write more about local things here. And I freelanced a lot for Westchester magazine where I covered food originally. I worked for the Journal News about 17 years ago, and I also covered food on that beat as well as other lifestyle things.
So you were doing so many different things with
right.
Before you joined Lower Hudson.
So I've always been in journalism. So my thing is wherever the job is where I am, and I love writing. The fact that I live here in Westchester County, I love writing about Westchester County. I love supporting mom and pop businesses like yours and others, and I love informing people about what's new and happening. People are really, really excited. We found by our analytics on what's new, what's just open, and also, unfortunately, what's closed.
Well, you do a great job at letting the people in the region know about the great restaurants, the hospitality industry, what's going on, what's changing. But you said you moved into Westchester. What made you want to come up to Westchester?
I mean, basically raising my kids. We were in the city and, good education, good schools, have a house, be close to the city, yada, yada.
Right.
So,
your all-time favorite food. You visit so many different restaurants, so many different styles of food that you've had. What is at the top of Jeanne's list?
well, the thing is, I'm originally from Baltimore, so crab cakes and Maryland crabs are my ultimate favorite. And I'm a bit of a crab cake snob, I will say. I don't eat a lot of crab here in New York. Anywhere in Maryland, I will eat it. So I'm a crab cake snob and a crab snob. Those are my favorite foods. But I am also partial to lobster and lobster rolls and steak and red wine. And, sweet potato fries are my weakness.
Sweet potato fries.
Yeah,
So
I feel like more restaurants should have them, by the way, but a lot of places do.
That's a good plug. I like
Yeah.
it. We'll make sure Chef Mike adds sweet potato fries.
Okay, excellent.
We're in the summer months. Lots of restaurants that have crab, lobster, lobster rolls. I just saw a recent story about all the different restaurants that have lobster rolls around the county. If you want to point anyone out, anyone you've really enjoyed this summer that you want to go back for?
I have a thing that runs on Low Hud and on my Instagram every Friday on the best thing I ate this week. So I did do the lobster roll at Key Oyster House in White Plains. I also love the lobster roll at Saltaire in Portchester. And the lobster roll at the Boathouse in Ossining is also excellent. But there's a bunch of places. I can't eat everywhere all
Can't
the
eat
time.
lobster
the
rolls
same
every
things.
day.
Yeah, exactly.
So, without putting you on the spot, you do visit many restaurants and eating establishments. When you and your husband go on a date night and you get out, and I had an opportunity to meet your husband here once, but when it's not for work and you're going out on a date night, where do you go?
I mean, I have a lot of favorites, and obviously we're in Yonkers, so I have to mention Chef Peter Kelly and X2O on the Hudson. I mean, there's nothing like that place. It's incredibly special. And in fact, my husband just had a birthday, and we did go there for his birthday.
Oh, very nice.
I also love Zupa, which I know you had Eddie. So I love it there. I love Encore in Larchmont. It's a French bistro. And I also love this place, Alondra's, which is pretty new. It's next to Encore, and it's pizza Italian, but it's really casual. I love Harvest on Hudson in Hastings. Just for the view, and the food is great. I don't know. I love Mediterranean food, so I love the Greekish in Harrison. I love Telly's Taverna in Portchester. There's so many places.
Yeah.
There's
we
so
are
much
lucky.
great food here, really. It's hard. And a lot of places, quite honestly, John, I don't go to a lot of places twice because there's so much new all the time. Oh, I do have to also mention, I love the Thorn in Thornwood. It's a pretty new restaurant, and I feel like Thornwood doesn't get its due. So, shout out to the Thorn.
Shout out to Thorn.
Yeah. They also do a great pistachio falafel.
Oh,
Yeah.
pistachio falafel. Okay, we'll have to try that.
Yeah.
And we'll have to have the owners of Thorn on,
Yeah,
on
you'll
Between
have
Two
to have
Tanks.
them. Exactly.
We talked about food. We talked about your experience. How about a drink? When
A
you
drink.
go out, what do you
Hello.
grab to drink?
Well, first of all, I'm so happy that I'm at a brewery and you have wine because, no offense, I'm not really a beer person. I am a Pinot Noir girl all the way. Cheers to that, peeps. Cheers. And because it's summer, I'm also a rosé girl. I love rosé in the summer. I love especially sitting outside on a patio, on a waterfront perch, like a backyard terrace, and having a glass of rosé. And I also love a Kir Royale. Those are my favorite.
And that's, you mentioned having not just beer at a brewery, but also wine. And that's what we've tried to do here is at Yonkers Brewing Company is give everyone a different experience. Maybe you want a margarita. You want a great margarita, or you want a nice glass of wine,
Right.
Or even a non-alcoholic beer, which we try to serve. So, well, Jeannie, thank you for joining us on Between Two Tanks. Is there anything you want to tell the people of the Lower Hudson Valley?
No, just continue to follow me at Low Hud Food and on Instagram at Jeanne Muchnick because I'm having fun and I'm open to any of your suggestions on any place new. I can't be everywhere, so anything opening or closing, I love to hear about.
Well, thank you for promoting the hospitality industry. Thank you for promoting beer, wine, and spirits.
Absolutely.
And keep up the great work.
All right. Cheers
Thank
to
you,
that.
Jeannie. Cheers.
Thank you.